best advice I can tell you is to learn the basics of music theory. You don't got to be a composer, Mozart, or nothing like that, but if you learn the basics of music theory, meaning what's in a scale, how are chords made, what are inversions, like if you can at least know what those three are, you don't have to memorize them, but if you know what those three things are, scales, chords, inversions, you can do damage. All right, so track 3 is where we're going to put our bass. As we can see, we don't have a bass program. So what we can do is before we even import a bass, we can create a program for it to go to. So we're going to go into Program, New. All right, so this is the name. We're not going to name it Program 2. We're going to name it Program Bass. Program type sample, that's cool. All right. And we can actually just name it track bass as well, since we're already in here. All right, so we got track is bass, program is bass, but there's no bass. We gotta browse, we gotta load, we gotta go into disk and load in a bass. So I got some basses in here. I'm gonna look for the homie Shroom. He got some dope basses that I put in this folder. I think they called P basses. P bass, yep. All right. Yeah, I like that one. All right. So since we already made the bass program, it's already named for us, and I'm gonna put my bass on pad 11, and I'm gonna show you why in a second. And we could have made a new program too before we even did it, but just to show you there's more than one way to do things here. All right, so back to main. All right, so my bass, it's right here. So right off the bat, this needs to be a mono program because I don't want the bass sounds running into each other. So I already know that right off the rip. All right. All right. So we're good with that. So now let's play our track and let's see what's going on with the bass sound compared to the rest of everything else. Once you tone deaf, you'll hear that this bass is out the key. So we're gonna go into program and put it in key. remember, the sample that we had was a C minor, and we had pitched that down 3 semitones. Right in here. And the reason why the bass now sounds in key is because we actually pitched it down 3 semitones as well. So 16 levels. Remember I said we're going to come back to that, because 16 levels, not only can you do volume 16 pads, but you can do pitch 16 pads. Right now, it's telling me that's on pad 8 and there's no sample. I'm going to hit 11. Instead of doing a type velocity, we're going to do a type tune. And the original pad key of where I wanted to start is actually going to be 11. I'm going to show you why. Turn on. All right, so now we got so that's why we did mono, so that they cut each other off. 11 is our original, right? For me, I like to play around and have my bass notes go down lower in the song. I want like a bunch of these low notes. I may only go higher, you know, every once in a while, but the majority of the times when I'm doing my bass, I got the root note, which is the main note, and then I got a bunch of these lower notes when I do my bass. So I can see, you know, what I want to do. So full disclosure, I went back in and I changed around some of the sounds. I kept the samples the same. I changed some of the drum sounds because I didn't like the way the bass was interlocking with the samples. It wasn't coming out the way I wanted it. So I basically just made it a whole lot simpler. So what I got now in this 4-bar loop is yeah, I didn't want it to be so busy. I just want to keep it simple. So we got, you know, we got the same basic structure, but just less busy. And so now I can get busy with the bass. And also for bass, it's good to not have the quantize on, so it sounds natural.